Okay, the last video was looking at pricing methods, specifically cost-based, market-based and competition-based methods. Now we'll move on to pricing strategies. So specifically price skimming, loss leaders, penetration pricing and price points. So once the basic price has been set using the preferred method, so cost-based, market-based or competition-based, the business then fine-tunes this price in line with its strategy to help increase its profits. And several strategies can be used at once. For example, Apple, you would say, uses definitely more than one. Generally uses skimming to start with, and then looks at other price points as well, and a bit of penetration pricing as well. So an increasing factor determining price is technology. So strategies like bundle pricing are increasingly used to counteract competitors' offers, and we'll look at that in class. Okay, so in terms of price skimming, this occurs when a business charges the highest possible price for innovative products during the introductory phase of its life cycle. And hence there's a product up here of an Apple Watch, because Apple is renowned for using a skimming strategy. When it brings out a new product, it will charge a relatively high price, and it's really trying to sell that product to what I refer to as early adopters. So people who are almost going to buy that product regardless of price. Now clearly they have a price limit, but they really want to purchase that new product. They want to have the latest Apple Watch or the latest iPad or the latest MacBook Air. And so Apple recognise this, they set a relatively high price and they skim the top of the market and sell to those people at a relatively high price. And it's literally skimming the cream off the top of the market. And that would generally be used where there's no substitute for the product and no or very little competition. And Apple, again, generally has that scenario, although you would argue with iPhones and iPads now, there are many competitors, so it's not as an effective strategy anymore. As competition enters the market, it would no longer be used, like I've just said with Apple. In terms of another pricing strategy, you've got penetration pricing. So that when a business charges the lowest price possible for a product or service so as to achieve a large market share, generally this is going to have to be a business that can absorb significant losses, or losses I should say, and it wouldn't generally be a product that is the first of a particular business's product that is taken to market, because the business would struggle to survive unless it's got significant capital behind the establishment of that business. And there is the intention to raise the price later once it has achieved market share. So sometimes known as mass market pricing. For example, initial flights between Melbourne and Sydney were as low as $23 when Virgin sought to gain public and media interest and obtain market share. Definitely a penetration strategy, and it backs up what I said before. Virgin, at that time anyway, was part of a global airline entity, and Virgin, the parent company, had the capital behind it to be able to absorb significant losses, and it was prepared to absorb losses for 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, while it established its foothold in Australia, got market share, and now its prices are certainly much higher than that. Tiger did a similar thing too when they came to Australia, albeit I don't think as successfully. In terms of another pricing strategy, you've got your loss leader approach. So milk is the great example of a loss leader, where the seller deliberately sells a product below its cost price to attract customers to the shop. And although it recognises it's making a loss, it's an attempt to draw people into the store and to have them purchase other products within that store. Lastly, you've got price points, and price points is simply selling products only at certain predetermined prices. And it's a strategy where a business sets different prices for similar products, and they're differentiated by their features. It's a strategy mainly used by retailers where a limited number of prices or price points are set for selected lines or groups of stock. So for example, Qantas Airlines has price point for first class, for business class, for premium economy, and for economy. Hoyts has gold class seats, and then it's got other seats, your standard seat. Apple offers a range of iPhone 7s, for example. So they are all different price points at predetermined prices for similar products, but different products. Okay, we'll look at Aldi in class in terms of strategies. And next video we'll move on to the next part.